So, ladies and gentlemen, fanboys and girls, nerds, weebs, and otaku, welcome back and welcome home.
Whoa, ho, ho, ho! Hello there, Apple Bites. It is Christmas in July. Hope your July 25th has been a very merry but hot day. I gotta say, like, if I was doing any kind of Christmas in July festivities today, it would have been really bad because it was boiling out. Oh my God, folks. We have Clifford and Emily hanging out with us. Of course, Paul has joined us as co-host, and we will be having some ho fun today. So we can get into the feel of Christmas, because Christmas is now Christmas is exactly 5 months away. 5 months away.
5? July, August, September.
Oh, yeah, look at that.
Yeah, it's 5. Sorry.
Yeah, we do time.
I just my fingers for it. We're good.
We gotta count.
Emily and I were on it with the.
I saw you guys. You guys were on it. That's why I didn't become a mechanical engineer, because of math. Oh my God, folks! I hope you guys are about to have some fun, because we are about to give you some fun. And why don't we start with the ho 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 itself, Cliff? Tell the people all the good stuff about Christmas and Santa Claus and all that stuff.
Oh, well. You want to go all the way back to the origin story, or should we start somewhere in the middle?
Ooh. In the beginning. Oh, wait, no.
In the beginning.
Start in a good place.
In the beginning was the Word.
Oh, my God. Cupid's Farewell Christmas.
That's us. Do you have one of those videos that I sent you?
I think I do. If you have it on your computer, you can share it with us directly.
Ooh. Well, you know what? Let me see if I got the picture of me sticking my finger all the way up to my brain. Well,
it was so funny because you sent me the picture, and iPhones do that thing where it's a picture, but it's not a picture. So it turned into a small video, and I only found this out when I was doing the promo for today. So I put it on, and you were like, "Oh."
I was like, "Do you want to go for humor?" Actually, that picture, I didn't even realize I had it. I was like just looking for stuff for you, and then I saw it, and I was like, "Oh, you want to go for the humor?" But I actually stole that from George Carlin. In one of his old albums, there's a picture of him with like pretending his fingers all the way up his nose into his brain.
I miss George Carlin.
Now more than ever.
Oh, definitely.
In many ways, I would resurrect him if I could, just to hear what he'd have to say about the world right now.
Oh, he would say a lot.
Yeah, he most certainly would.
Oh, he definitely would.
He most certainly would. So how do I share this, Ralph?
There should be a little thing on the bottom that looks like a TV with a plus sign on it.
Oh, yes, I see it. Okay, let's see here. So I thought that this was sort of was a good one to share because it shows the Claus's off season. That's why I gave you that video. Let's see. Am I going to be able to share it just right off of the?
Yeah.
Because I took it from what I sent you.
So you should be able to share it as long as it's on your computer.
Yeah, let me see.
Because as soon as you press it, it gives you options. Unless you might have to download it first.
I may.
I can show the video, but I can show the video because I used it.
Oh, wait, here we go. Oh,
okay, I was gonna say I used it for the trailer.
Yeah. See my technical skills here?
Yeah, don't worry about it. It's taking me a while to figure all this out.
Is this a trailer off your site, Cliff?
It's the what? No, it's not the one off the site. I don't think. Well, yeah, I guess there are trailers on the site. No, this is a different one. This is one that I sent to Ralph. It's on from Instagram. I used it on Instagram at one point.
Well, I do have it in the trailer, so I can show the trailer.
It's the one. Yeah. Okay. It's the one like the clauses that like their holidays then and now. That one.
I'm not playing the music because I don't want a copyright strike.
No, the music's okay.
I changed the music.
That's it. That's it. Here it is.
Yeah. I changed the music for the trailer. It was a Christmas in July song, and I was like, "Ooh, there's a song called Christmas in July."
Is that the one I used on it?
I used that one on it.
Oh, okay.
I switched it up. See all the beautifulness.
That's Santa with his existential crisis.
I gotta say, I still love this. I remember meeting you guys at freaking New York Comic-Con so many years ago now. I think it's almost 8 years ago.
It's probably, yeah, because my son was an infant.
I think it was 8 years ago that we met you at New York Comic-Con, and you had Claus there with his shotgun.
Well, that's the first page of the first book. Nobody knows that Santa carries a shotgun now. A pump action Remington. And the story goes, I mean, we all know, well, you and I know Sonny well, Ralph.
Yeah.
But when he first drew it, it was one of those shotguns where you can, I don't even know what you call it, but the line was pump action Remington, but it was one of those shotguns that you kind of open to load it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like comes like down into a V.
Yeah. So you can put in the shot.
That's exactly it. So that's the original picture was that, and then Sonny, anal retentive Sonny, did some research and realized that Remington doesn't make a gun like that.
Makes the pump.
Yeah, and the line was a pump action Remington, so he had to redo that whole page right from the start. So
it's so funny because most people don't really talk about that. What happens sometimes is that you don't end up with what you originally started with. Things happen, edits happen, and you end up with a whole other thing than what you started out with.
It's really true in so many ways. And if we're going to talk about writing and the process, I suppose that's that's really part of it. But I love the line so much. I mean, a pump action Remington. I was like, I got to keep the line. He's like, well, then I got to redo the picture. It's like, all right, we will have to compromise on that one.
Technically, you could have left it. The only people that would have known were the gun people.
Yeah, all the people who like the book.
They would have been like, wait a minute, this is the wrong gun. We all know those nerds.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly. So
those are the ones that come after us.
Yeah, right. Yep. So Sonny had to change that. But then it was funny because, like, early on, if I really am going to talk about the early days, and this is before I think we even met you. We took it to. I still can't believe that we did this, but we took it to East Coast Comic-Con when it was like a sketch drawing.
Oh, I miss East Coast Comic-Con.
The one in Sea Caucus.
Oh yeah, that was a good one.
And it was like, yeah, they don't have it anymore. That one's no longer
It's gone. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's too bad. So that was like its debut, but it wasn't even. I think when we first met you, maybe it was black and white, but it was like redone. It was like
Yeah, when we first did
done well as a black and white book.
when we first did the interview, you had the black and white. You were talking about the fact that Sonny was making the color one as we spoke.
Right, and we did a Kickstarter or an Indiegogo to raise money to colorize it, and I think we were kind of doing that when we met you.
Yeah,
it was crazy. I don't think I would ever do that again. Like, no, I mean I would do a Kickstarter or an Indiegogo again, but I don't think I would ever like bring a book out to the public in that shape. And then in the first 2 minutes that we were set up, someone bought one. I was like, okay. And I can't, in retrospect, I can't believe that Sonny actually let that version out. But, we did it, and, it's a good experience. But I think what happened, like early on, if I think about the book, because one of the things about it is that Santa's always kind of contemplating not being Santa. Right, and there's that picture when you were showing the video and just now, and he's got the straight razor and he's thinking of shaving his beard, and I'm like, yep, that's Santa with his existential crisis.
Is that what the plot of the book is? I'm not as familiar with this work, but it sounds really interesting.
Oh, it does. It is.
Well, the first one, I mean, they're both kind of, there's Mrs. Claus Tells All, and that's actually a picture from Mrs. Claus Tells All, but we've kind of in the updated version of Cupid's Feral Christmas, we use that one too. But just to answer your question, Emily, yeah, he's always kind of wants to retire. And in the first book, he wants to retire in many ways because Christmas has kind of become not Christmas anymore. He's all kind of bent out of shape about like Black Friday and Amazon, and it's all stealing his thunder, and he just kind of wants to retire. He's burnt out. He's been doing it for 181 years, and he's just like, I'm done. But then in the first one, he's decided this is his last go round, and then they're in Greenland with the reindeer team, and one of them runs away. His favorite one runs away.
Oh.
Which is Cupid.
Oh.
And he has to track him down, but there's wolves around, so he's got to carry that gun. But Cupid's gonna, wants his freedom. He doesn't want to be on the sled team anymore. So Cupid's ready to trample Santa to pulp for his freedom.
Whoa.
Yeah. So ultimately, at the end of that one, Santa gives Cupid his freedom, and by giving him his freedom, it's sort of like loving his favorite reindeer again and realizing that it's Christmas. That's like the best gift you can give him. There's a line, that's one of the last lines, is, be it freedom, love, or toys, it always feels best when we give. And he gives Cupid his freedom, and he feels like he could be Santa again. That's the first one.
I gotta say, it's a tense moment. It's a really tense moment. Cliff isn't even giving it like the power that it has, because he's there with the shotgun. He's about to shoot him, and he brings it back down and just lets him go.
Yeah, I'm looking for my book now. I have an older one now. I could read that line from it. Where did it disappear to? That's so weird. It was just here. Anyway, I have my Mrs. Claus here. Yeah, that's really strange. Oh, wait, here we go. Yeah, so, he says, as the Christmas seconds tick and Cupid scowls, and I pray to the saints I won't have to pinch that trigger. That's, because Cupid's ready to trample him, and then gives him the loving eye. But there's also
really powerful scene.
Yeah, so actually this is I just happen to have that old black and white one that I'm looking at, which is a little bit different, but ultimately, it's the same at the end. So I don't know if you could see this.
Ooh.
Closer. There we go. Ooh, that's freaky.
Wow.
Oh my God, that looks fantastic.
So that's the original black and white.
I see why people bought that. That's fantastic.
Thank you. So then, this is sort of what we've always used, and because the implication is, can you see it?
A little bit. There.
Oops. Ralph, does this go against your rules?
There it is.
There we go.
It's gone. It's back. Goodness gracious.
That was in the video too. It's just people don't pay attention to it.
Oh my goodness.
So yeah, some reindeer weren't made for sledding. So the implication always is that Cupid really, he wants to be off, to be naughty. So there was, it's always subtext. It's not like overt. Santa kind of acknowledges, it's one of the reasons why it's his favorite reindeer. He calls him a dough hopper, Santa.
Oh,
That's a good line.
Dang, Santa, that's relatable. And he says those pencils are crispy. Oh, Sonny does a great job. The black and white, like they didn't really have to go color, but I am happy they did because the black and white was beautiful.
It really was, and that's not the one that was at East Coast Comic Con. The one at East Coast Comic Con, it was so rough. Like I look at him, like we had that in public. What?
It's an aesthetic.
Yeah.
You got to start somewhere.
Yeah.
This is true. And then it was funny. COVID kind of like sort of stalled the momentum of it a lot, which was a little bit of a shame. And then Sonny also, he wound up going to Seattle. So, there's a few things but we were doing like cons and, we were doing table shows and there was
They were everywhere.
Yeah, it was, and it was a lot of fun. But there was this guy who's like, I guess his business is a guy who I went to high school with his brother, and he's like a promotions guy. He would do like, he'd do T-shirts and he would do mugs and he would do all these different things. And he wanted to like market all this stuff, like use a lot of the images. And we're like, sure, hey, just cut us in on the action. We didn't, and it was because Sonny's art is so good, and certainly the reindeers that are on the back of the book. I mean, that's, they are what they are.
Yeah.
So he like put them on mugs and he put them on Christmas ornaments and he, I think, and then there was also one with Santa. He's with a cigar in his mouth and he's got holding the reins and stuff. And so this guy was doing all that. Where did Ralph go, by the way?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Talking to a world without Ralph.
I
there
trust
he is.
you guys.
There he is.
You guys do good, so I don't worry about it.
I was just telling the story, Ralph. The sort of the transition into Mrs. Claus. All these different things were happening early on, and this guy that I knew, I went to high school with his brother. He had a promotions business, and he would make like mugs and T-shirts and all sorts of things like that. And then Sonny and I met him for lunch at a diner. It was like one of these like Goodfellas diners in New Jersey. Right. Yeah, right on Route 17. Like actually literally a stone's throw from what was alternatively known as the Bada Bing from Sopranos. I mean, literally like probably an eighth of a mile from the Bada Bing on 17. But it's the Bendix Diner, and we met at the Bendix Diner, and it's one of these diners where there's like always like 30 18-wheelers in the parking lot, and I don't know how they fit in because the parking lot's like a stamp. It's tiny, but there's always these trucks there. So anyway, we're sitting there, and he's and this guy Larry, he's like, so what's the next book going to be? I'm like, I don't know, maybe something about Mrs. Claus. Mrs. Claus tells all. And it happened at happened at the diner. I was like, okay. And then it was, I think it was probably, my son was probably like a year and a half old then. And I sat, and it was like one of those days in August where it's like 100 degrees out and the humidity's even higher.
Ugh.
And
like
we're just, like today, basically. And we're just like lying in bed in the afternoon, and I think my wife is sleeping and Blake's in between us. This is before Maya was even born. And I wrote it on my phone. Mrs. Claus, and then eventually that one never was black and white though. That was always color. And here she is.
Back. No. Sideways. Tilt it. There it goes. Down.
Okay. Well, let me pull out a picture from the. I mean, you have some stuff in there, but let me see if I can get one that's. They're in here. They made it to this one too.
Oh God.
They're everywhere.
That's beautiful.
That's gorgeous. That really does look like a beloved children's holiday book.
Exactly.
Your hand can cover that one corner. You never know.
Exactly. It was funny, but it must have been like the first year it was out, and we were in the mall, I think, with my son, getting a picture with him at Santa, which is sort of, the irony of that. And the Santa was like set up right across from like the Thomas Kincaid painting shop.
Whoa.
And I'm like, oh wow, this is a little too weird, because a lot of Thomas Kincaid. That's what's. It's like Sonny sort of like ripped off Thomas Kincaid from that picture.
See, the audience think it's beautiful too.
Yeah. Well, so here's Mrs. Claus. So because she has, she says at one point, she's only got the right regrets. She wonders what life would have been like if she didn't become Mrs. Claus. Traveling the world. She was a beauty queen. But there's the iconic picture, Ralph. You know this one.
Oh yeah.
Where she. I don't know if you can see that.
You can see her.
There you go.
It's all that matters, right?
The star.
It makes it look so rated X.
Well, anyway.
No, you can see it. Don't worry. You can see her.
Okay.
It's the rest of it that's blurred.
So she was a beauty queen, and she talks about her first love was the North Pole vet, how manger calls was his specialty. But then she calls Santa Nicky, and she gets his name tattooed on his arm, on her arm.
Aww.
And notice, this is Sonny at his brilliance. The tattoo artist is an elf.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
Love it.
And he's always got these little details, which just always blow me.
Naughty Days is like, definitely naughty, definitely.
And it's not Jack Daniels. I mean, if you can even see even in there on the bottle, it's Jingle Bells whiskey.
Oh, that's a good one. I
think somebody needs to make some Jingle Bell whiskey.
Yeah. So, and then there's the picture from the first book of Santa. He's rolling dice, playing craps. And the dealer at the craps table is named Blake, and that's my son's name. So he's always sending with these little details. But then, she muses about what life would have been like if she wasn't Mrs. Claus. She's in Paris. She's topless on the beach in Barcelona.
It's a great book. I like calling it an adult fairy tale.
And then she says, and I'll give you a little secret here. I don't know if you can see it.
You can see her.
Cool.
Words.
She says, but if only are the damn saddest of words. That's what she says.
Aww.
I've only got the right regrets. And that last line on that page, I've only got the right regrets. I stole that line from Dorothy Parker.
Both books are really good.
I can give that away. But if only are the damn saddest of words, that's mine. But it went so well with the Dorothy Parker line. So
it has the classic feel to it. So I feel like putting that in there just makes it even more classic.
And of course, there's this one.
Ha,
There goes Saint.
Lifting weights with the elves,
that's amazing.
thinks that he looks like Brad Pitt in Fight Club.
Oh,
It's funny.
And then this one actually we repurposed. So with all the drones. This is that, and this kind of goes back to why he doesn't want to be Santa in the second one, because it's a little too damn dangerous out there with the drones and guys popping out of the chimneys with their AKs.
jeez.
Feels like the world it is today.
Yeah, exactly. So he's just, and who bucks him up? It's the missus.
Yeah, I feel like you do very well in that second. Miss Claus Tells All, showing how much she cares for him.
She loves her. She loves her dear Nikki. And then what does she do? Well, she uses her feminine wiles, and she says, she tells him. She pulls out a letter, or she tells him to pull out a letter from his bag, and she knows exactly which one it's going to be. And she knows it's the one that's going to melt his heart. And how does she know? Because it's a gal thing.
Cute.
Agreed.
And so she says, so I'll just read a little section of it. Why not?
Go for it.
She reads the letter. Soon that blue-eyed twinkle returned like the North Star. She says, and this is the girl speaking from the letter, she says she doesn't need a present this year, that I could deliver hers to another little boy or girl.
Oh.
So here's Santa reading that line. And Mrs. Claus says, I tugged his beard and kissed his lips and felt my own sweet tears begin to rise. He covered my hand with his big Santa paw. Let's go work on the sled. Merry Christmas, I whispered, same way I've said it millions of times.
Aw,
There you go.
that's cute. That is very Thomas Kincaid.
I
That
love it.
one I would believe.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
Totally. And then it really means I love you. That's
Cute.
And then she sends him off. And this is maybe one of my favorite illustrations in both of the books. Can we see that?
I love the sky.
Yeah.
But if you can see Santa on, well, that's her, obviously. But then there's Santa on his sled, and he's back, and he's bucked up.
Nice.
You can make it out.
Yeah.
No, but there's a sunny detail on it. Well, there's elves there, also.
Yeah, right there on the
Sending them
bottom.
off. Can you see it?
Oh, it's a beautiful book.
Anyway, there's the elves there, but Santa's on his. He's on his turbocharged sled now, and it's got a stick shift.
Nice.
With flames coming out the exhaust. It's like, those are his details.
Cloudy Days is like, people would totally spend 8 hours in the chimney strapped to the teeth nowadays. I can see it. I agree. Just waiting for that do-gooder.
Oh, God. We live in a society.
Oh, definitely. Definitado. And these books are fantastic. And you were working on a third part to all this, right?
There's the third one. The elves strike back.
Ooh,
It's
exciting.
written,
Ominous.
Ominous. Well, you put up the picture, Ralph. I think this is a good place to talk about it. The one with Santa as Krampus. He turns
Oh,
into
that's right.
Krampus.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
I love that illustration.
That was great. Yeah.
Yeah, Mrs. Claus is out somewhere. She's because she's like she's the whole business mind of the whole operation.
Mm.
I think she's like in Norway negotiating TV contracts or something. I forget exactly what the line is. Yeah, that one. And
That's crazy.
and Santa's like,
The
he's
Elf
back.
Union.
The Elf Union, yeah.
A little bit of Frankenstein, right? A little bit. So Santa fires them all. He says he tells them all to go work for Amazon. And then the line that I like most, because I heard this is, it could potentially be my favorite line in all of them. One of the elves say to him, "We liked you better when you were a mushroom shaman." Because there's a Santa origin story from like Siberia somewhere that the whole thing is predicated on eating psychedelic mushrooms. That's the red and white ones. And that Santa used to go down, this Santa who was a mushroom shaman used to go down through the yurts, through the ceiling, and give people mushrooms. Emily's nodding like she's heard this story. You can look it up.
No, I don't think, I thought it was the same story, but I'm thinking of a different like Russian folktale that's pretty wild. But anyway, we'll get into that.
It's from like Siberia, so Russian. So yeah, so I don't know. I was listening. I don't know what I was listening to, like a podcast or something, and they were talking about this, and I'm like, damn, I got to get that into the book. And so it's not a book yet. It's still the elves, but yeah. And I think like the lines, like he one of the, I forget which elf it is. He put his hands around his mouth and shouts, "We liked you better when you were a mushroom shaman."
I like it.
And yeah, he fires them all, and then he goes home, and she's away, right? So, and the elves, they all show up at his house, and he's threatening to kill him. He's got a knife. He's got a huge knife, and he's Krampus. So what are they going to do? What are they going to do? I mean, I know what they're going to do.
That's a way to get people to buy the book. Come on, man, make the book.
Yeah. I guess one day we'll make that book.
And then it'll be the nice trilogy that you started off to make.
Well, actually, I think that maybe I didn't send that part of it, because what I sent you, Ralph, that you put up there was actually a pitch, or part of a pitch for the whole thing. And I've actually written like a synopsis, like if it ever becomes like a half hour, an hour animation as one. I mean, I combine them all together into a single story.
Nice.
Yeah, and there they are. It always feels best when we give. And that one, if you leave that up there, people have all sorts of ideas of what Santa's smoking in that one.
I still remember when your friend was playing him at oh my god, it was at WinterCon.
Nelson, our anti-Santa, Nick Claus.
Nick Claus.
I love this. This is one of my favorite ones.
The cigar.
See, that's if you go back to the one for.
Well, this is your video, so it's running through all the pictures.
Yeah, like there's that one. It's starting to feel a lot like Christmas, where Santa's getting a rectal exam. And to me, that's sort of like the perfect metaphor for what Santa thinks of Christmas at the beginning of those books. It's just become this gigantic pain in the ass. Am I allowed to say ass?
I cursed a while ago, so.
Okay, there he goes. That one. Deep breaths, Mr. Claus.
Isn't that how Christmas feels to a lot of us now?
Well, that's the whole thing. I remember I did a show. I think it was at what was it? Horror? What's that horror one?
New Jersey HorrorCon?
No, it was. Oh God, what's the name of it? My friend was in the band, at the house band there.
So many shows.
Yeah. And I had the picture of Santa, like a big poster of him, but it was like on a hardcover so it could stand up. And of the one of him holding the sled, and he's just in anguish, right? And this girl's like 12. She's like, "Is Santa a metaphor?" And I was like, "Let me give you a free book. You didn't even read it, and yeah."
I like when people figure it out.
Yeah. And I guess this is the metaphor too. It's starting to feel a lot like Christmas, but that's the whole thing. You know, it pokes fun at it and sort of, you know, sheds a few tears over what's happened to it in terms of just the culture. But in the end, they're Christmas books, and I feel like that they tap into the spirit at the end.
Oh, they definitely do.
They got a big heart at the end.
I think Cupid's Farewell Christmas, it really has the feeling of Christmas, especially that whole moment with Santa and Cupid, you know, because, you know, it really comes down to he's giving something and he's losing a lot because he's giving it. So
he's giving his all-time favorite reindeer his freedom.
Yep.
And making his life that much more difficult, you know.
Oh, definitely.
But he also rediscovers who he is.
Yeah.
You know, I think that's, you know, I mean, a lot of my work is like that, you know, that Santa, what else is Santa going to be? Santa is Santa. He's got to be Santa. And if he can't figure out a way to, you know, recapture that sense of self, then we all lose. So he he gives that reindeer his freedom, but he rediscovers who he is as Santa. And as he says, you know, a tick quicker of step, I trek back to the sled to, you know, to deliver Christmas to a waiting world. That's how that one ends, you know, and it requires the misses in the second one. Love is sacrifice. That's right. I mean, he does.
And people think love is an easy thing, you know, and no, if you're doing it right, it's a much more complicated process.
Without question, Ralph. Well said. So with the elves, let's just say the elves, I think they say to Santa, well, Krampus, they have to figure out how to turn him back into from Krampus back to Santa, and it has to do with cookies. I'll give that away.
Well, that makes a lot of sense, actually.
It has to do with cookies. They ask him, how many cookies do you think you've eaten in your time being Santa?
Whoa.
And I forget exactly how he answers, but you can only imagine, right? How many cookies Santa's eaten.
Santa's eating a lot of cookies.
And yeah.
And
billions. And milk. So that's sort of how it resolves. The power of cookies.
Cookies is Christmas. Christmas is cookies. Oh man.
So yeah, one day we'll do that one.
We're all gonna be waiting. We're all gonna be waiting. So don't take too long.
We got to get Sonny on it.
So I'm gonna start bothering Sonny now. Hey,
I'll give you his number. You can. I got another book I want to do with him. I mean, probably two. Did I ever tell you about this one? I should have. It's going to be on my site. It's not a Christmas book, but it's this style of book or this genre. You know, they look like kids' books, but they're for adults. But it's Trouble in Diaper World, and it's about a dad home for the first time with his infant daughter, and but the subtitle is a sci-fi horror love story. So there's all these, you know, so the daddy's fears get manifested into those types of images and situations. And of course, the daughter's name is Leia for all those Star Wars people.
No.
So yeah, so Trouble in Diaper World. So I'd love for Sonny to do that one at some point. I did something really taboo. I made an AI version of it.
Claudia Days is like, do you remember how many loaves of bread you've eaten in your life? A vampire in a weird story. Oh man.
I just taught. You know that I'm a teacher, Ralph. So it's funny he brings up the vampire. I just finished teaching Dracula. I hadn't taught it in a while, and the original vampire story.
Well, there's a lot of fights on that one.
It's really weird, and it's what's really interesting. It's, I guess when I first read it, because I hadn't read it in a long time, like the entire industry of vampires. When he wrote this, none of this existed. He sort of created this whole industry. Like everything's in that book. Everything from the garlic to the sleeping in the coffins and the dirt and stakes through the heart, and you name it, it's in that book. It's so everything, like that entire industry of vampires, even that comment just now, owes itself to that book. It's pretty remarkable. And I was having students kind of contemplate this while I was teaching it. Because think about how many movies, how many books, it's crazy. Here's this guy just wrote this book that just did it all. And the book's about 130 years old right now or something like that. It's kind of amazing. I digress, obviously, but
that's something for our next show, which is next week on the 31st, which is Summerween.
Nice. There we go.
I'm like July 31st, October 31st. It makes sense, folks. Summerween.
That's a really good idea, Ralph.
It made total sense. I love Summerween. I love the idea of Summerween, and as much as I love Christmas, I also believe that Christmas is time for ghost stories. So,
well, they've been down that road.
Oh, definitely. And then when I say that to people, people go, "What are you talking about? What do you mean ghost stories for Christmas, dude? Some of the best
ghost stories. Yeah, Christmas Carol.
Yeah.
It's a Wonderful Life.
Yep.
I mean, that's a ghost story.
Even though some people will go, "That's not a ghost story. You're pulling. We're pushing. You put whatever."
Well, how about when he's taken on a tour through what the world would be like if he had never been born?
Dude, you know what it is?
That's spooky stuff, man.
Some people don't see supernatural as ghost, which is funny because to me it's hand in hand. It's supernatural, it's ghost. It's ghost, it's supernatural. But they don't look at it the same. It's like, an angel's in this. How can it be spooky? Dude, angels are spooky.
No, the Ghost of Christmas Yet to Be is pretty spooky to me. So
totally, it's like, I mean, that's most of It's a Wonderful Life isn't spooky, but boy, when that bell rings,
yep,
and the little girl's like, teacher says every time a bell rings, an angel gets his wings. I mean, it gives you chills, but it's pretty. It's some spooky stuff when you think about what led up to that line and that moment.
Oh, definitely. So, Emily, speaking of Christmas and all this stuff, I gotta say, I'm looking forward to this conversation because you took on a challenge for Advent, and I'm gonna let you tell the whole thing. Go for it. Go.
First, if anyone who doesn't know me, hi, my name is Emily Ree. I'm a New York-based comic artist and writer, and I pretty much do all original work, and that is where Advent Calendar came from. It's my newest comic. It's currently on Kickstarter. It started as an Advent Calendar challenge. I wanted to see if I could do like a nice 25-page zine during the month of December in 2023. It was a really good idea, and I was pretty sure I could pull it off. So what I did was I started sketching ahead of time. I scripted and all that. But as I was scripting, I was like, oh, I can pull more out of this. A little more. And then I was like, what if I did 2 pages a day? That won't work. I'm an adult with a full-time job. But I got flexible. So basically what I ended up doing was I did my challenge. I updated every day through the month of December.
Wow.
And then I did a little, hey, clearly the story's not over. I need to take a break and I will be back soon. And you're going to get holiday themed content all year round. Hope you're excited. And I have been going ever since. What started as a 25-page holiday comic challenge very quickly turned into a 100+ page graphic novel.
Whoa.
Wow.
That's what we have
Bravo.
currently.
That is
Thank you.
impressive.
Good for you, Emily. That's great.
Very
Yeah.
kind. Thank you. I with rare exception, all of the pages are just 4 panels, so it was a little bit more conducive to the schedule. Also, because this was primarily posted on Instagram, the little square panels are so nice to just scroll through. And I format them for print when I draw them, but then I break them up afterwards. So you can scroll side to side, and then eventually I'll put it on Webtoon or something. So it'll do well with like the infinite scroll on that
True.
website.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's funny because clearly, because I don't want to give the story away, I'm highlighting a lot of early art that I was doing during the actual challenge, and it's very simple compared to the art from like the newest pages. Because now I have a whole week to get 2 pages done rather than a whole 48 hours. So, but it's been a really fun experience. But so what is the plot? Like, okay, so the story begins when our main character is gifted a advent calendar that doesn't have any candy in it, just puzzle pieces. And it seems odd because she and her siblings are all like, why not candy? And it's simply, no, puzzle, you'll have fun. And then they begin to question, are we poor? Can we not afford candy? Like what's happening here? And it kind of explodes from there. The main character immediately spirals into thinking that her family is very poor and they're hiding it from her. She starts seeing signs of it everywhere. There are signs like her school uniforms are all hand-me-downs and her black cardigan is really faded, like out of the regulation uniform color at that point. So she starts seeing things differently. But then on that very day, her school announces a kindness challenge or kindness contest, I think I call it in the comic, where basically if you were caught doing good things for other people, you could get a prize. And her friend is the judge, and he provides her with a list of prizes, which is like cash. Like a MacBook Pro or like $1,000 cash, all donated by the PTA at this school that's very like mixed income private Catholic school kind of situation. So she gets this idea that she's going to do something huge and win some money, and then she's going to save her family from destitution, which is what she's become fixated on. So she is a cheerleader. The cheerleaders are supposed to wear these nasty costumes for like a showcase at the like kindness contest announcement. And there are these nasty angel costumes. They've been worn by like 20 years worth of cheerleaders before them. They're stained. They're all the same size. No one's happy. But our main character, Tabby, is a seamstress. So she gets the idea. She'll fix all the costumes for her teammates. It's a great act. There's like 13 of them all together. And that will put her in the running to win some money. And things spiral out of control pretty quickly. Ultimately, we start dealing with people being possessed by the holiday spirit, like as some kind of an entity. And there's a lot of stuff happening going on in this world. At this point in the comic, we have gone kind of away from like high school slice of life drama and more into horror comedy. But we're approaching the climax of the story quite soon. I believe I will wrap up weekly updates on Instagram in September, and I'm very excited about that.
I gotta say, it looks wonderful. It's beautiful. I love the idea. The concept is amazing.
Thank you.
You know, like I was telling you while we were chatting, I was like, "Ooh, I feel like I might have to do this challenge."
It's really fun. I was inspired by an artist, I think when I was a kid, just like browsing on DeviantArt, who would do like a holiday, like an advent calendar every year.
Yeah.
And I thought it was so cool. And before this project, I had never gotten past day 5. I just couldn't keep up with it.
It's I'm gonna say it's a major challenge because you're not just doing a couple days, you're doing 25 days. So that's just whoo. And I've done the smaller challenges with like 12 days or 7 days, and that's already tough enough as it is. And I don't even want to know what the art would be on that. This is just me writing for 7 days.
Are you scripting as you go, Emily, or you like have all the script planned out and you're just illustrating with script that's already written?
That's a great question. This was the first comic where I scripted most of it ahead of time. I'm totally working off of notes at this point, but I always start with an outline of like where the story is going, and I like the adventure that happens in between like the real plot points of the comic. But so case in point with this one, because I was on such a tight schedule, I was like, I have to script this ahead of time or else I'm just going to waste time and energy trying to figure out the words while I'm drawing. So I think this comic was scripted entirely through a page about 55-ish. And then at that point I was like, no, I'm doing this all the time. I can just keep this ball rolling and we'll be good. But yeah, during the actual challenge, all the prep work you can do, script it, sketch it. If you're using some kind of a template to format it, like get that ready. You can even like pre-save files if you want to, like canvases if you're working digitally.
Sure. I mean, it's a huge deal. I mean, I know how you feel. Sometimes it's just like you get really overcome with just the amount of work that needs to be done. I can just imagine.
And I'm thinking the same thing. Like if I do this kind of challenge, I have to come in knowing what I'm going to do ahead of the game. Maybe not have everything done, but make sure that whatever I need to know, I know ahead of time.
Well, so with this comic specifically, it really just came to me, and because it's ultimately a really simple story idea, it's more just the character stuff in between that I think requires more work and makes it more unique. But either way, as long as you can plan those important points out ahead of time, I think that's fantastic, because then it really does take a lot of the pressure off. And then you can really revel in those moments when you come up with something ridiculous and perfect in the moment. And you're just like, oh man, that came from me. There's no stress behind it. I already know where I'm going. It's perfect. It's great. In this comic specifically, there is an entire B plot about saving the pandas. And I think it's some of my best work. It's really funny. It's just I don't want to give it away, but there's more than one kind of panda in the world, and one of the characters was not aware of that, and it becomes a problem. So it's really fun.
It's really charming. Gosh.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yep.
Appreciate that.
Really charming.
Oh, this just looks like so much fun.
Thank you. It's how to put this? This comic is kind of a standalone, but these characters all come from this larger comic universe I've created.
I thought so.
Yeah, so the comic I started with is called Anarchy Dreamers. Actually, you know what? That's not the comic I started with, but that's like the center of the universe.
That's your main book.
Yeah, my main book. And it's the one I point people to, even if they're interested in one of the more niche ones, because it's like, no, just read this. You'll get everything else, and you'll be better for it. But anyway, Anarchy Dreamers is a young adult urban fantasy comic. It's about sparkly undead kids that fight society's worst nightmares. They live in a world where sometimes if you go before your time, you come back immediately. And because your soul has crossed into the world of the dead and come back, you're kind of enhanced, and you can like see things in the world that other people can't see. And some people develop like abilities from it, but also there's a lot of people grow horns and their skin turns weird colors. It's a whole thing. Anarchy Dreamers is mostly about a bunch of kids who just survived what is implied to be a school shooting, and they're trying to learn the mystery behind it, and they end up making kind of a deal with a deity that takes the form of a Canadian goose to like show them on the way to solving the mystery. So it's really a fun book. There's a full complete arc and then another arc that's currently unfinished. But then branching off of that, I've got books in different genres with these characters. I've got a romance side series, which also has a Christmas story in it because I just enjoy the holiday season. And then I've just got like more like manga inspired stuff, adventure inspired stuff. This one, Advent Calendar, despite existing in a universe that's clearly different from ours, is very down to earth compared to the other stories. I wanted it to feel more like a sitcom that you might see on TV rather than it being like a fantasy thing first. And my intention with this book is that people will pick it up not knowing these characters from anything, but being interested and like enjoying the whole experience despite not knowing everything. Because I kind of wanted it to feel like when it's the holiday season and you just put on like TBS or something and they're playing every show's Christmas specials for the last 35 years, and you're like, I don't know what that show is, but these characters are great. And then you,
that was a great story.
Yeah. I wanted it to feel like you're flipping through the channels, and I kind of want to try that again with the work I will do after this one, which chronologically would probably come before this one. But you just turned on the TV and saw the Christmas special before you saw anything else, so now you're going to go back and watch episode 1.
That is true. Very much what if I follow this thread and see where it takes me kind of story. I relate to it a lot. And as a poor man who grew up poor around affluent people, I relate heavy to Tabby's plight here.
Yeah, you know, I think in the Northeast especially, you end up in communities where there's such a difference in just wealth, and everybody goes to the same school, and it can be very alienating. Like, it's like learning harsh truths about the world one day. But, you know, we all go through it.
Oh, life is an interesting thing, folks. I feel like you really got something here, and it's a good way to showcase. I like your analogy of the Christmas special, and I think you've done it really well with this, because it feels like you don't really need to know everything. You just jump in and here's the Christmas story for you.
That's what I want. I have wanted to experiment with a book told in such a way before, but I don't think I had the experience to do something like that, because it sounds incredibly simple, but you have to build up a lot of confidence before you try something like that. So I don't know. I'm happy that I came to it at this point and not like 10 years ago when I was first like, oh, what if I did a whole book, but it's like you're watching a show out of order, you know?
But it's so funny because you need to know, you need to be which is where you are. You need to be at a point where you know your world and your character so well that you can craft the story without having to give too much information.
I was gonna say over-explain it.
Exactly.
Yeah. I'm sure we've all looked back on an early thing that we've written and gone, God, why do they talk like this? Why is it all exposition?
That's the exact opposite I feel about Foundation. I've been watching that at Apple TV, and it's like I'm totally lost. I mean, I read Foundation by Asimov, and it's like this is nothing like the books. I had no idea what anyone's doing.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That's weird.
Yeah.
I gotta say, like I said, you have to know your stuff in order to be able to.
Yeah.
I feel like you don't have that anymore. Like a lot of the times, I feel like people just throw things at the wall, see if it sticks. They don't really understand the characters. They don't want to understand the characters. They just want to use the characters, without really being able to craft it in a way where we can all understand.
Oh yeah.
And that's what it's all about. I mean, if you don't understand the characters, I talk, when I teach, but I talk about this a lot. I mean, ultimately, you think about a show like Stranger Things. Why do we love Stranger Things? Not because there's like this weird world. We love the characters, and we understand the characters, and we're invested in them. And if there's writers that just make me nuts. They don't spend any time developing their characters, and to me, it's sin.
That's half the movies that are out there now.
Yeah.
Basically, they're just following.
You're right.
They're following some sort of model, and they don't care, and they're just putting it out there, and they make $100 million in a weekend. They're happy, and they walk away.
Yeah, it's
Really
like
too bad.
one line or one gesture is like they think characterizes them.
Yeah,
it's lazy, and it's pretty pathetic actually. And and it's how it reflects on the culture and what it's saying about. I mean, really, when you think about it, cinema this should be valued more, like just as a whole. And yeah, and that's not to say there's not good stuff out there. And I think streaming has done a lot to sort of save the craft of narrative, visual narratives.
That's why I keep going back to the old movies. I mean,
Yeah.
I look at almost every Humphrey Bogart movie. I just love it. I mean, because there's so many innuendos in there, but they're done in such a classy way that, anyone can watch this, and not till you watch it a third time, it's like, what? I didn't see this the first 2 times. What's going on? That's what's great about it.
You can watch them 1,000 times. You can watch them forever. I was talking to somebody about, you're talking about Bogart. I was talking about Some Like It Hot.
Oh, forget it. We watched that. Yeah. That's our go-to comedy movie. It's like the best comedy movie ever.
It's
ever.
I mean, it's priceless, and it's got we all know. I mean, but the greatest last line.
Yeah, type O.
Yeah.
I gotta say, Emily, you must be like in a good spot right now because, you've been saying this for a while. You've been saying carrying is punk for a while, and here comes the Superman movie. And boom, the whole thing just comes out.
I'm so happy that it's catching on, and I'm hoping that maybe people won't send me weird threats over it as much anymore. That would be nice.
Wait, fill me in.
So caring as punk is a statement, a phrase I've said a lot. It's in my comics. It comes from my comics. And I ended up making like a streetwear brand where we have some shirts and they say caring is punk on them.
It's awesome.
Thank you. And it's lovely. And it's meant, the idea being that like it is radical to care about your community. It's radical to care about yourself. The world pushes us apart so much. I don't think that's super controversial, but it is to some people. And
that we can go down another entire avenue right now.
Oh, of course.
But it's awesome. That's just like even before you were saying it, I'm glad you said that that you made it into a like clothing brand or whatever, because that's what I was thinking. Like, well, that's what it should be, because it's great. It's because being around small children. They're now in like first grade and third grade, but they were in preschool, and it's like sharing is caring, and kindness is cool and all that, but caring is punk. Boy, that's pretty badass.
Oh, thank you.
And Emily's been doing it for a long time.
Yeah.
It's I believe it, and I'm happy to hear other people saying it, because we need that in the world. And I have a convention in like 2 weeks, so I'll be interested to see if that affects sales in any way, but we'll see.
Do you have stuff on the table at the convention that you're selling?
Yeah,
I'm sure. That's great.
Which convention is that one?
Otakon down in DC.
Oh, Otakon. Okay.
Yeah, a nice show. It'd be my second time. I had a really good time last time, and a lot of my friends are in town for it, so I think it'll be fun no matter what.
What weekend is that?
The 7th to the 10th, I think, or the 8th to the 10th of August.
Yeah, that weekend is that week. That's a busy weekend.
Yeah.
They're all busy. There's like a con every weekend now. It's unbelievable.
In August, it's like July takes a break, and then August just ramps it up. Let's see, August 9th, it's Terrificon, and RetroCon in Long Island, and there's a couple other cons.
When's RetroCon?
It's a gaming con. So
yeah, I know, but when is it?
It's in the Cradle of Aviation.
Oh,
it's the third con that Cradle does.
I might have to ship out there again. We'll see.
Because me and you are heading to Terrificon that Saturday. I'm considering going Sunday to the game to Retro, because Retro is a blast.
Oh, it's the same weekend?
Yep, it's the same weekend.
Oh, I won't be able to do it then.
Yeah, because you're gonna be tired, and that's why I'm like trying to figure it out.
Away. We're going away, so it's just getting ready to go away. So that's right.
You getting ready to go away that weekend, or that Sunday?
No more details. Sorry.
There we go. I was like, wait a minute. Oh man, yeah, love the cons. What are your next cons after that, Emily?
I'm doing Small Press Expo in Bethesda in September.
Cool.
And I'm at least making a signing appearance at New York Comic Con. I was waitlisted for a table, but my friend Pat Shand over at Space Between asked me to come on for a signing. So I'll be there one of the days for a little while. I got waitlisted for Anime NYC this year. I don't think I'm getting off the waitlist, so that's a bummer, but I'm still going to stop by and say hi to everybody. So
it's so weird because those are the two conventions we see you at. We see you at first. Well, now it's first because it used to be later. Anime NYC, and then we see you at NYCC. And at least we know we'll see you for sure at NYCC, which is the one we usually see you at, and that's where we first saw you at all those years ago.
That was a wild time. That was a long time ago now.
And you were sharing a booth then too, because you were with Pronto.
Yes, it was the very first. I think I had the first 2 issues of Anarchy Dreamers on the table. I didn't have a graphic novel yet. I don't think like that.
It was
gosh, what a time. No, Pronto gave me my first chance for New York Comic Con. I will always be thankful to them for that.
Pronto, they did what they were doing and bringing like a creator along, because I think it was one every day or sometimes one every, but it was a great thing to do because they got a chance to be at New York Comic Con, and at the same time people got a chance to see their stuff.
Oh yeah. That was such a smart idea, and I was always surprised that other publishers didn't do that. That was so cool of them.
Oh my God. Let me see. Hate is too mainstream is a motto I've been living by after reading Emily comics. There you go. What else do we got here? Lilo and Stitch came to mind, where the family broke apart at the end, missing the entire point. I think the new Lilo and Stitch gets too much hate because it's the same story. It's just that at the end of this story, spoilers, folks, Anani goes off to college, to pursue her dreams, but it's not like she abandons the family. She doesn't abandon Lilo. She's just doing her thing. And it still continues the whole story of the extended family. And
they have a portal they're able to just sort of see
each
each other anytime.
Yeah.
What kind of freaked me out, like when because I went with my children to see that, and I don't think it was in the original. There's like literally like a walk-in, like the 2 like bounty hunters that are coming to find Stitch from outer space. They like take over the bodies of this gay couple, like a literal walk-in.
Well, they don't take over the bodies. They use the bodies, so they're copies of the bodies.
No, to me it struck me as like a walk-in. Like somebody replaces a soul in a body. It was like, whoa, that's pretty. Okay, I'm probably the only one in the theater who's thinking this, but
because I know they saw them and then they use those bodies to be who they were. So they don't take over the bodies. It's just they see them and they copy them.
In the original, maybe.
No, in the new one.
Because they were like, right? They're like this gay couple in a hotel room.
Right.
And the next thing you know, the 2
because
aliens,
they saw that couple, and then they turned into them.
No, okay. I mean, I read it like as a walk-in. But that's me because I'm into really. Yeah, literally. But I'm into all that.
Watch the movie. You tell us.
Yeah,
put it in the comment section.
Was it identity theft? Was it a replication, or was it a walk-in?
All fun storylines.
That's a good quiz to have, Ralph.
Oh, definitely. I love throwing it to the audience when they, especially because they do the rewatch. They don't answer because they don't like talking, but. Sometimes I'll run into them on the street and they'll give me the answer there. And I'm like, dude, why didn't you just write it down?
That's funny.
Oh, man. All right, folks. Paul, why don't you tell the people all the beautiful stuff that you do? Go for it.
Okay, yeah. So I've developed a role-playing video game and interactive comic that makes learning history fun called Time Enforcers. It came out of the COVID experience that I saw with not creators, but educators and students, and thought to myself, why do we have to make virtual learning such a horrible experience? So that was the idea for Time Enforcers. I thought about it on while we were going to pick up our dog in Maryland, who was a COVID puppy, and I thought, what the heck, let's give it a shot. Found out the name was not trademarked anyway, so I got the name trademarked, and I'm just really excited about it. Episode 1 has been out on the App Store since April, so it's available on the Mac, PC, iPhone, and Android phones as well. And it's really meant, the first episode deals with these disturbances that are taking place in their current timeline, and the Time Enforcers is sent in to try and help figure out what's going on. The first episode is featuring the history of feudal Japan. So you go back in time as a samurai warrior and confront the dastardly chronolith who's disrupting all the timeline happenings. And so the premise of the story is meant to give kids an opportunity, not even kids, but anyone who plays this game, an opportunity to learn about different cultures and histories. And the idea behind this is, identifying characters who are appearing throughout history in it as well. C.T. Huggins, who's a character I dress up as at cons and cosplay, is actually based on Christian Huygens, who was a scientist from the 18th century. H.G. Wells, everyone should know about, our author from the late 1800s. And so it's meant to be a lot of fun. It pokes a lot of fun in terms of, turning history around on its ear and really getting kids hopefully sparked with curiosity to learn more about these times the game introduces them to. And there are a lot of things about it that make it a storybook. There's an interactive table of contents that allows you to play the game. It'll track your progress through the game. So if you leave and you want to come back, you can start where you left off when you return. The interactive storybook is cinematic. It offers animations and narrations with the artwork. So kids who might have a problem reading can really appreciate the story still, because it offers word and thought balloons along with voice characterization, so you can read and hear at the same time. And then in terms of the role-playing aspect, you actually play as Kaizen as a role-playing character and fight the bad guys with his sword. And that's really wanted to combine together these three elements that I liked as playing with video games as a kid. The whole cinematic storyline, the story behind it, the role-playing aspect where we actually can get in and have some fun, and then the history learning aspect where you confront the Inquisitor, who will provide the questions you need to answer before you can progress through the game. And what's great is there is no reason to go to the internet. I've developed a device called the Chronoton. It's very much like the Pip-Boy from Fallout, so that you can actually get the answers you need to answer the Inquisitor's questions. So it's really meant to be, kind of campy, kind of fun. I took inspiration from the old Batman series from the 60s. Every game is going to be an episode in place. I'm currently working on episode 2, which is kind of fun. It's based on a Galaga experience. If you remember Galaga from the 90s, where you fly around as a spaceship and blow up the little enemies floating down at you. This time you'll be flying Amelia Earhart's plane and doing sort of the same thing. And we're also introducing 2 new characters into the episode 2. We have Togo, who is actually the sled dog who ran the Serum Run in 1925 for the kids who had diphtheria in Alaska. And then we're introducing a new character that is based off the old Philip Marlowe or Sam Spade characters from the film noir era of cinematography. And we created a character called Detective Nico Time, and he's actually going to be totally rendered in grayscale. He'll be able to appear in grayscale, and anything he touches in color will turn to grayscale, which is kind of cool. Anything he releases will go back to color. And then he has a device called the Gumshoe Debilitator, which actually is a magnifying glass that shoots out globs of bubble gum at enemies and incapacitates them in their tracks, so he can't move. So I really love this idea. In terms of the game, I led the opportunity to get kids really interested in learning and really give them an opportunity to hopefully spark their curiosity so they can learn more. And I'm just having a blast with this. I mean, whenever I meet artists on this show, I just get more ideas for future episodes, and that's what's great. about this whole concept of creating your own world, because there are no rules. You can break whatever you want, put it back together, and break it again, which is what I love about this. This is really a lot of fun for me. So
It's awesome. Are you a teacher too?
no, I've been in marketing for 40 years, actually 35 years, Cliff, and my wife, who's helped me out with this, she actually works in education with kids that have learning disabilities, and so we team together to try and make this really a totally inclusive model for learning for kids of any learning ability. And I mean, I say kids, but it's really anyone who loves to play games. I've been playing this game for the past 2 years, and I still love it. So it's really a lot of fun. I think for anyone who wants to play it.
Yeah, because I'm an educator. I taught university I still do, but I'm teaching a different population now, and there's a lot of these types of platforms, programs out there, and this would fit right into that world.
Yeah, I'm really looking to make a play to education. We're going to be appearing at the NJEA conference, which is a teachers conference in November in Atlantic City, and I think if I can get in front of different organizations like that, that'll really help kickstart this. I feel that there's a great opportunity. I think from gameplay, it's fun. As I develop this game more, I'm learning more about the programming. I mean, I pretty much started this from scratch. I had no idea how to program when I started, and I knew how to do marketing. I knew how to do some modicum of artwork and pull together videos and all that kind of stuff, and just really have assembled this from scratch from the beginning. And
yeah, my feeling was like, I see this, I'm like, when is this dude going on Shark Tank?
Yeah, I wish. They're going to say you're not making enough money. So right.
Well, now you go to NJEA, and the next,
Yeah, I just love it. I just hope it really reaches some kids. I'm going to consider this a success if I can see at least one kid that looks at this and really enjoys it. And I've already seen that, to be honest with you.
Well, if they're learning about history, and it kind of reminded me of right off the bat. My son has these books. They're like these like I Am George. I think they're called like I Am George Washington. I Am Jackie Robinson.
Book, yeah.
It kind of reminds me. It kind of reminds me of that. And if they can learn history and play a game and role play all together, especially with the how where gaming is in the culture. I mean, to me, it's got so many boxes checked.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I just I try to do this as nefariously as possible, if that's a word. Get kids learning and they don't realize that they're learning at the same time. So
best way.
It's really the trick, right? Make it fun, and they don't realize, hey, what is that about a samurai sword? Oh yeah, it's called the katana, and it's just basic stuff like that. But the way I looked at it was give them the basic stuff to pique their interest and curiosity, and then I provide all the links that I found to source this stuff. I'm not a historian, but I did a lot of research to base this up, and I provided all the links that I went to, and they're all from reputable sites like history.com, Britannica, whatever site that I can find that looks like it's steadfast. It's offering, non-biased history resourcing is what I look for. So it's really presenting the information in a non-biased sense, but giving kids an opportunity to have some fun with it. Because I grew up in the age of not the internet. I had to go to the library to get books to find out things, and I keep relaying this story, but there's one summer where they had the contest where you go to a library, you get a flag, and you got to go up the mast with your flag to show you how many books you read. And I read so many freaking biographies that summer. It was amazing. That's what really turned me on to the whole history aspect, was just learning about all these different people from the past and what they did and the great things they did. That's what really made it cool for me. So it's really awesome.
I don't know if I could look into my crystal ball. If you're going to that conference, it's NJEA conference.
Yeah.
I think there's going to be a lot of people want to talk to you there.
I'm pretty excited because they actually put me in my booth right on a corner, but I'm literally two booths away from the main entrance. So I got to get like really mega speakers and blow the hell out of my music to get people attracted to it. So
can you go and do a presentation to one of the groups?
I don't know if they've opened that up yet or not, but I think I might try to offer that. I mean, if I can get my wife to do that with me, it'd be really awesome. I think that
would be because you have the booth and
Yeah.
a 30-minute presentation of this, like with
Yeah.
video and sound, and
Yep.
man, they're gonna eat this up. Like,
Yeah, I really think it's a great idea. Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, I gotta see. I don't know if they scheduled it or not, but I haven't gotten many announcements in terms of what's happening. So, but I think it's a great idea. That'd be
Yeah,
awesome.
I used to be, how would I say, like sort of associated with this group. They might even be interesting people to reach out to. It's called Time to Teach.
Time to Teach.
Time to Teach, and they sort of merge teaching with entrepreneurialism. And they kind of like set up these programs for people to kind of go into schools and like basically give teachers the tools to sort of operate in this modern world of like crazy education, where it's basically, I mean, what I said, the merge of teaching and entrepreneurialism. And they're teaching programs, and then people can go and give presentations in schools. And even something like this, I think they would be interested in. But one of the things that they always would say to the teachers once you kind of get trained is go to these conferences and, get yourself in front of the decision makers at schools, because
Yep.
they all want to hear about this stuff, because schools, they're like disaster areas on so many levels. If they got like a school, oh man, our kids have been like failing history for like the last 2 years. We need something to let them learn history. And then here's Paul shows up with like this totally innovative, fun way to teach history. They're like, please come to our school and can we buy your program? Whatever. I'm telling, like, I'm in it. I'm in the.
We got to connect afterward, Cliff. I definitely want to reach out to you and talk.
Sure, I'm happy to help.
You seem like a wealth of knowledge to me, so it'd be awesome. It'd be great.
Yeah, like I'm right now. I teach that for the state of New Jersey right now, and I work with teen mothers. I teach English to teen mothers, but I taught writing, and I still do at the university. But I've taught at the university for years. But I was always like sort of looking for other things to do within education. So I found Time to Teach, and they're sort of kind of doing interesting things. But seriously, you'll be able to find a partner on this that could sort of open up things that you haven't even thought about, because this is like really
this thing can blow up. I mean, I look at this, and one of the ideas, my son actually came with this idea. I'm not really tipping anything, but he thought, Dad, why don't you make this like a core curriculum for like either junior high or high schoolers?
Absolutely.
Where they actually work as a team, right? They have to research the character in the game, and then they actually develop their own episode for the game. So you're not only talking like programming, artwork, pulling everything together, but you're talking time management and actually having a production schedule. And that's like, I put that on a resume, I can go to any college I want. It's done.
Totally.
It's done,
And even just the content, like if you're just talking, because I thought about those books, I Am George Washington, I Am Jackie Robinson, those books, even to learn, to do it within the realm of historical figures. And you got historical figures who all sort of, at their core want something. So it's a built-in narrative. Like what's the one thing that George Washington wanted? What is the one thing that Ben Franklin, and your curriculum and your material, it's inexhaustible.
Oh, that's why I came with this idea, because one of the things that I love about video games that they just always fall short, like with Destiny or Assassin's Creed. I love playing those games, but once the story's done, it's done. And then they just keep rehashing the same old thing. And I said, why can't we just base it off history? And I got like 100 million stories to work with. It's just so cool.
Totally.
I mean, I keep finding things and really, I wanted to point out, characters in history who aren't well known. And in episode 3, we're going to be featuring Benjamin Banneker, who is over my shoulder, right there. I get the arrow right.
Yeah.
Boom, right there. He's actually an African American who lived during the American Revolution, knew Thomas Jefferson, invented the first wooden clock without any knowledge of how to build a clock. okay, in the colonies, and then he surveyed Washington, D.C. So, the idea is just have some fun. I actually met, Vinny Deluxe on this show, and he does Kaiju Brooklyn. So that's all I'm saying about episode 3, if you can get my drift.
Well, Paul, if you want to reach out, you see my name somewhere on the screen.
Yeah, well, I'm going to connect with you on Instagram, definitely, Cliff. So I'm
you can just, and this is public, I guess, now, but it's my name.
Well, you see the private chat thing there? You can put whatever you want there.
Yeah.
And only we can see it.
Oh, okay.
There you go. Cloudy Days says, can confirm I work at an inner city school as IT. Educators do appreciate ways that can grab the attention of kids.
Yeah, I think it's... Yeah, I've seen so many at these cons too. There's one guy, he created this program, Two Land, and it's about bullying with kids. And he's doing great. He's developed a comic book. He actually has like a short animated film behind it. And so what great positive messaging this is, especially in this age where, everything's just so fast. And, why can't we just make things like a positive message for kids and just have some fun with it? What the heck? Why not?
Totally. It's great. I just put my email up there.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, it's about as simple as it gets because it's just, as you see.
Yeah, no problems. Yeah, I got it.
And Emily, I sort of extend this to you too because I'd love to chat at some point.
Oh, thank you very much.
Yeah. So.
Yes. It's always weird how everything comes together on this show.
The stars align on Written Ralph.
No, I mean, don't joke. I mean, we did one episode, with American heritage, American Indians, and it was just amazing. It's just there's just such a wealth of knowledge of these, people out there and the creative types. And that's why I love going to the cons. It's just really cool, like meeting like people like Cliff and Emily in person. It's like, wow, I'm rubbing elbows with like really cool people. This is such a great time, it's really cool. So
have you fooled, huh?
Yeah. Yeah. I'm all serious about it. I'm totally serious.
No, it's great. It's really, it's a really, really interesting, a really interesting idea. And I think that the sky's the limit on it.
It's all connected.
That's right.
Straight.
It's funny. I just got a text, Ralph, from Sonny at this moment.
I think he's watching the show.
Well, I wouldn't push it, but no, because he and I were talking about the South Park yesterday.
Oh, the new episode, yeah.
The new episode. So Yep. So he just, I guess he had a comment about it. Maybe one of many. Since it's basically, well, anyway, we could go down that path, couldn't we?
So, Cliff, one more time, tell the people where they can find you.
Well, you can find me in a bunch of different places now, but yeah, cupidsfarewellchristmas.com, at Cupids Farewell Christmas on Instagram, mrscausetells.all.com, and this is drum roll, the unveiling. There's now a cliffordevan.com because I am
fancy.
Yeah. Because as I was telling Ralph before, I was always a little reluctant for whatever reason to just be myself. So yeah, out there on cliffordevan.com is because I have a novel coming out. I think I was telling you about, and I'm signed for a book series.
Nice.
So the first one's coming out, and there's some screenplay stuff, and I also take lots of photos. So there's photos on there, and so just sort of a menagerie of my creativity. And also I do some coaching too. I like I'm a creative and educational coaching. So I do some of that. So it's all under that umbrella, and I venture forth. And the Instagram will be, I'm going to change the Cupids Farewell Christmas at some point soon, because my publisher is like, you got to change that too, because it's just Cupids Farewell Christmas, and it's like, well, who's that? It's just
it makes sense if you're going to become your own brand. So
exactly, and it's I just have to dig in and do the Instagram with it. But so those are the different places to find me. And the books those two are out on Amazon, and Ralph, I guess in the fall, I think the first book, A Death Never Lived, is going to be coming out October 1st.
Well, you better be on the show.
For sure, for
You
sure.
better be on the show and talk all about it.
Yeah, I should. Yeah.
And October is our 10th anniversary.
Well, it's,
Amazing.
my publisher and I, there's Blake, my son.
Oh,
My
there goes
publisher and
Blake.
Hi.
Blake.
Nice to meet you.
everybody says nice to meet you, Blake.
That's awesome.
Considering the subject matter, it's a supernatural thriller. So we decided it was going to come out over the summer. We were like, well, let's put it out on Halloween, because there's definitely some high strangeness going on there.
Perfect for October.
Awesome.
Yeah. So I guess that's, my comment about the walk-in and Stitch, is related to my interest in such matters, in high strangeness. Hello, Blake, they say.
Oh man! All right, Emily, your turn. Where can they find you?
Well, you can always find me on Instagram or on Blue Sky. My username is REE_Emily, EMILY. That's my username across most everything. You can find Advent Calendar currently on Kickstarter right now. I know there was a link in the comments, but if you just search Advent Calendar in the search or Emily Ree, you'll come across it. We are currently 70% funded and we have like 18 days to go. So it's very exciting. This is my 15th Kickstarter and I'm hoping that it's just another successful one,
Wow, bravo.
Thank you.
Hey, that's pretty good. You're almost there.
Almost. I mean, I will say, money is tight for everyone right now, and I totally understand that. So I expected this one to run a little slower than they usually do. And it's been it's been a different adventure. When you've done 14 of these before, you feel like you know every feeling that a crowdfunding campaign will give you. But this one has proved to me there's further feelings I could feel.
Exactly.
But
It's like sweating the day before the event, right? Is that what you're saying, Emily?
Yeah. It's crazy. I'm having a great time with this one. It just so happens that I'm preparing for a convention at the same time, so I can't produce like art for it at the moment. I'm producing my pages, but like when I do a Kickstarter, I like to do lots of little doodles and promotional stuff. And I'm like, I have to draw a sticker sheet because I have to order it to have it in 2 weeks and yada, yada. You know how it goes. But it's been a fun adventure. Otherwise, you can find me on my portfolio website, which is emilyreed.com. And there's a shop link in there too if you want to look at my my books. I finally have 2 books up on Kindle on Amazon, but otherwise you can buy physical copies from my shop, which ships from my house.
And if you go on the Instagram, she has this beautiful link right here that gives you all that stuff.
My link tree, it's very pretty.
Well, I'm really glad that Raphael put the link in the chat because he normally doesn't do that, Emily. But
all the links are in the chat because
Yay!
Ho ho ho! Merry Christmas!
Merry Christmas!
So kind, thank you. I really appreciate it.
What's that?
You've been here an hour and 35 minutes.
Yes, I have.
That's where someone's watching the TV upstairs.
Aw.
Well, that's why we're wrapping up right now.
We're wrapping up.
Paul, one more time, tell them where they can find you.
Well, I guess I came.
Yeah, we're available on the App Store, so Apple App Store, Amazon App Store, Samsung Galaxy, and Steam. So Mac, PC, Android, and iOS. $2, less than a donut, less than a cup of coffee, and it'll last longer than both those things. So it's pretty cool.
Yes, folks, $2, man. That's it. You go on the App Store, $2.
Hey, Blake, let's ask Blake.
Yeah.
Blake, this is like a. Let me see if I get this right. I mean, I'm doing your pitch for you, Paul. This is a video game, Blake, right here. It's called Time Enforcers, and it's like a video game that you play, but you learn history while you're playing it. Does that sound cool? Like those books, like the George Washington book and the Jackie Robinson book.
So it can mean like the what was, who is.
Exactly.
It's like that. But
And you're playing a video game while you're doing it, but you're learning a little bit too. How's that sound?
ooh, that sounds interesting. But it's kind of like Cause like mine plays like a game. It's like a running game where like you have to like collect the gold to get like prizes, but like it's like the talking Tom stuff. So that's it's like a time.
Well, you lost me, Blake.
It's like a game about like this cat, like a running cat, and like just you have to like collect the
Well,
gold.
don't digress so much.
I
What
know.
about?
I'm just saying what it's kind of like.
Mm.
So like you're using it like so you're playing as like a cat, and like you're trying to like get like gold, and like you could and there's different like events in history that like you could play as. But,
Would
like,
you want to play a game where you were
but
Jackie Robinson?
probably.
Okay,
That'd be
that's,
pretty. Like let's say but you gotta you got to like in different timelines you gotta achieve different achievements.
well, that's kind of what
like
you're
that.
talking about, right?
So
Paul?
like let's say like you gotta play like when you play as Jackie Robinson you gotta win the World Series.
That's
Mhm.
not a bad idea.
Yeah.
See, I
That's
keep
a pretty
getting
good
ideas
idea.
for this game now.
That's
Thank
a
you,
pretty
Blake.
good idea.
It's a
I
great
like
idea.
it a
About
lot.
that, Paul.
They say it's a great idea, Blake. That you're Jackie Robinson, you want to win the world. Yeah, it's all. I mean, characters have motivation.
Yeah, it's awesome.
There you
You don't
go.
know what's
Yeah,
going
I
to interest
think
kids,
I'll
which is what I
comment
love
on
about
that.
it. So it's really cool.
I can see it now. You got to play a baseball game in order to save the world.
Yeah.
That's kind of actually really interesting.
Oh man.
Well, anything can happen with chronoliths, so you never know. It'd be
Yeah,
cool.
that's true.
Yeah.
Like kaiju things falling from the sky. I don't know.
Stop it. Stop giving it away. That's episode 3. Stop it.
All right,
Yeah,
folks.
we like
I
to-
hope this has been a great Christmas in July. These are fantastic projects to get you all into the Christmas spirit and have fun. And of course, we'll have Emily and Clifford back on the show to talk about all the other beautiful stuff that they have. And Paul's here all the time.
Nice
With
meet you,
that-
Blake.
With that, I'll press the button, and where it stops